Hi everybody. I just found out. I just checked on the Pittsburgh Penguins website and the NHL website, and the Pittsburgh Penguins have done it two in a row. So they beat Nashville 2-0 last night, which is good. I was expecting them to bring it back to Pittsburgh for Game 7, just to drag it out a bit and we win at home. But my wife and I and my dad and I were all, well, so many different sports, they seem to be dragging it out, the games 6 and 7, and you know, for the sheer sake of it. But I'm like, well, if they win it in game 7 or game 4, it doesn't really matter. But well done to the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm glad we got the second in a row. This new coach who took over halfway through, I think it was last season, maybe, or the season before, has obviously done something to change us into just a playoff team to obviously, championship winning team, 2 seasons in a row, which I'm really glad of. Obviously, Sidney Crosby and Jenny Malkin are my two favourite players. And last season, after we won, I asked for a fan pack, and lo and behold, about a month after we won and I asked for it last season, I got an autograph of both Malkin and Crosby turn up in a fan pack, in a do not bend envelope. So they're unfortunately in frames in America, and I'm stuck in England. So I shall be happily sending a message over to the Pittsburgh Penguins again and hoping that they will send me something to England, if not to our house in America, so my wife can hold it for me. So once again, thank you, Pittsburgh Penguins, for winning again. I'm really pleased that we finished it last night, instead of going to Game 7, although in theory it would have been better for us to win it in Pittsburgh. But I'm sure the team will come home and celebrate their win in style anyway. So it's just a good thing that we're using the team to its most effectiveness. And although I didn't get to see any of the games this season like I did last season, I watched the whole lot of the playoff games last season. I didn't miss one. This season, I've missed every single one because being in England and we being 5 hours ahead. So it's 90% or 95% of the games have been at like 1 o'clock in the morning because of the time difference. There was an early game, but that wasn't viewed here in England. The only one game that uh, that is early, England don't air it, or English TV or British TV don't air the game. As far as I'm aware, they didn't because we checked. But anyway, go Penguins! Thank you again. Next season, and hopefully a three-peat. That would be awesome. Hopefully I'll be back in America by that time, so I can at least catch one playoff game live. And that's one thing that has eluded me is Penguins hockey. I've been to Steelers games and Penguins games. It's just I've got to go to a Penguins game now. So, and we're not having an NBA team in Pittsburgh because we've got 3 teams in 3 different sports anyway. I follow the Chicago Bulls, and I got to see the Chicago Bulls play in Orlando a few months ago. My wife and I and son, we went to see the Bulls play, and their centre for the first 5 minutes was just wandering around. I think he touched the ball twice maybe, and he sat down. So, but thank you to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Another trophy back in Pittsburgh to brag about. Um, the Steelers have to step up this season. I can't see the Pirates doing it. With Starling Marte getting suspended for 80 something games for PEDs, or PEDs, or whatever you want to call it. So that's a shame, because he was in my opinion, our up and coming star. And Andrew McCutcheon seemed to be making, room for him, because he was kind of, he's now kind of an elder statesman, so to speak. So I feel a bit sorry more for Andrew McCutcheon, because he's moved out the way for him, and then all of a sudden Marte has gone and kicked himself in the foot, and the whole team, and McCutcheon as well. So I think it was a bit of a kick in the balls for McCutcheon, with how Marte has unfortunately ruined it for himself more than anybody. We can find other players to replace him, but that's if and when we can find someone to replace him and McCutcheon. So, but the Steelers kind of have the same, not in terms of getting suspended, but Bale got himself suspended last season. But Ben Roethlisberger is, I'd think, on his way out. Maybe 2 or 3 seasons left at most. I can't see him playing any more than 2 or 3 seasons. Put in the comments if you disagree. I don't mind if you tell me, yeah, I agree, or you're you're a big fat idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. I don't care what you comment. Just comment if you want to comment. Everybody has their own opinions. I have mine. You have yours. It's comments are there for you to post your opinion, and I'm more than happy to hear everybody else's. So it looks like Roethlisberger, in my opinion, has only 2 or 3 seasons in him. Now, especially seeming that more and more people are gunning for the quarterbacks even more. Cam Newton last season seemed to be, gunned for more, and it's a shame really, because the O line now and should be able to stop defenses. But if you've got a good defense opposed to a weaker offense, the quarterback's going to get screwed up anyway. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I guess it does to the team. If you're a Panthers fan, it does matter, I guess. But Roethlisberger seems to be one of the tougher quarterbacks in recent years, if you could call him a tough quarterback compared to quarterbacks maybe 20, 30, even 40 years ago. If you disagree, again, say so. But James Harrison, has signed, I think, a 2-year contract, which, in my opinion, is good because of the way he trains. And again, people in the NFL are apparently, giving him surprise drug tests. And I think he had 2 in 2 weeks, or 2 in a month, of apparently surprise drug tests, or random drugs tests. And he has most probably had more drugs tests on his own, I would think, than maybe 10 of the whole, or even the whole Steelers roster, you know. So who knows? But the Steelers might have to start looking at new quarterback. Maybe this quarterback they got in the draft this season's draft might be okay enough. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But win or lose, you know, I'll always be a Steelers fan, a Pirates fan, and a Penguins fan. So, even if I was a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, who are our local team where I lived in Florida, we went to some other Jaguars games. We went to all the Steelers games, the pre-season one and the regular season one that we had with Jacksonville. And there was a guy behind us. The first game was going crazy. He didn't care, win or lose. He was there every game, unless he was severely sick, which by the sounds of it, he's never sick. So even if I was a Jaguars fan, and there's nothing wrong with that, win or lose, I'll always be the Pittsburgh fan because of my dad, because he lived in Pittsburgh. So again, well done to the Penguins winning again. Doubtful that the Pirates will win the World Series this season again, unless they win 90% or 99% of their games. I'm sure you major serious fans have better stats than that than me just guessing. I would think we would have to win a very high percentage of our games, maybe 80-90% at least, to even make the playoffs. So we have to wait and see. We're a bit up and down from what I see. I don't check regularly, but I say some games we win 12-5 and we're going to lose 12-7 or something silly. So, but anyway, thank you, Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm really impressed and pleased that you pulled it off again this season. My laptop, I know you can't see it, I've got a Pittsburgh Steelers sticker right in this corner of my laptop, and I've got a Pittsburgh Penguins 2016 or last season's Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup winner sticker on my on the top of my laptop as well. So I've got Pittsburgh Penguins tracksuit bottoms and everything. So. And I've got a Steelers jersey somewhere, which is packed away in my bag, which I'm living out of while I'm in England. So, thank you, Penguins. I'm really impressed. I know I'm not overly excited about it, but thank you anyway. And I'll leave it there because it's almost 13 minutes of me babbling. Thank you, Penguins.